Yo, what's up, Moonlight citizens? Right here, it's your man on the moon, the Moonlight King here. Let you know the 77th Moonlight Kingdom podcast episode is up, and we want the. Wait. Shit. I got too much WB on the brain. Anywho, let's get into the 77th episode of the Moonlight Kingdom podcast. Podcast. What the heck is a podcast? I don't know. I don't want to know. Been 3, 2, 1.
You would be able to assess it in a negative way. Without that contextual information being told to you by somebody else, you would just be curious about it. You would ask questions. You wouldn't maybe understand it, because also you wouldn't really understand at that point either heterosexual relationships. Yep. Which brings me to my next point to tidy this up, which is, like, should children not be allowed to ever see a pregnant woman or a pregnant cisgender woman or somebody that was assigned female at birth, because it will spark concern or confusion, or they may ask questions, right? Well, so I don't get this, also, why it's any different, because we allow kids to see parents kissing, right, holding hands, being loving towards each other, but when it's two men, well, that's too far. Also, right? Like, Charles, my parents had affection right in front of me.
Also, Charles, kids need to be confused. It's crucial for their development. Their curiosity and their not understanding the world is how they fucking learn. And if they have healthy, safe, smart, loving parents, if that 9-year-old sees my dad with a boyfriend, that dad will say, hey, I'm in love and it's healthy and happy, and this is a model for you to have a relationship one day down the road. I am modeling what a healthy, safe, and loving relationship looks like. Well, that's all they're going to see.
I'm going to steal one of Carbon's arguments at this point. So if a child's parents are an interracial couple, and that child is being picked on in school for having interracial parents, who should we blame?
Well, no, I think that's
Answer the question.
Well, interracial people, they're not going to tease my...
Oh,
yes,
you're
they
wrong
will.
on that, because I got teased all the time.
You are 1,000% wrong.
Oh my
God.
Are you kidding me? As a white presenting Latina indigenous woman, I got teased all the time. Look at you. Look at your pale skin. You're not Mexican. You're not indigenous.
Don't forget the mixed race kids who have like a black mom or something. There's going to be those kids that are like, you're not fully black because your dad is white.
I got it more so from the white side of, oh, you're too white to be Mexican. Most of the time, I do get accepted from the other side more so, but I do see it. I see Mexicans tell me that I'm not. Oh, look at you. You're so white. You're not Mexican. Oh, look at you. You're not indigenous.
My question is,
because children
stop. I'm not going to let you run from this. Who do we blame in this situation?
Well,
do we blame the parents, or do we blame the children that are picking?
I wouldn't blame the child personally. I'd blame the parents of the child.
I was getting to that next, Nanners.
And now, I will say this. One of my grandchildren has a. I can kind of see it.
Stop. Stop going on a tangent.
Please answer.
Do we blame the parents that are interracial, or do we blame the parent? Well, I'll even be more specific. Do we blame the parents that have apparently taught their child bigotry?
We blame the parents. We blame the parents that teach bigotry.
Right. So why aren't we doing this in the same situation because a child has a gay father?
But that's different, though.
No, it's not.
Because that man was born gay. He can't change this about himself.
It feels like you're adding in the schmanal intercourse part, which kids wouldn't know about to begin with, so they wouldn't have that context.
You're over-sexualizing children. Children don't see the world through sexual eyes. You do as an adult, because we as a society have over-sexualized everything. They don't look at two gay men and think, oh, I know what they're doing. No.
Right. No different than any heterosexual patients.
That kid, if you have a child that's raised by two dads, they're not going to see that as anything but, this is my life. My life is, I have two dads.
Exactly.
They're going to have no frame of reference of, I'm supposed to have a dad and a mommy or anything like that. And the only time they will hear that sort of rhetoric is to hear it from someone else.
I need to pause really quick.
They are going to go...
Really quick. Pause. Stop. Nanners, you were in charge for a moment. I sent you on Discord, but I really need to use the restroom, so I'm giving the live over to my moderators. Anyway, continue the conversation. Thank you.
They are going to go to school, and their friends are going to tease them about having a gay father.
And the teachers will stop that shit. Times have changed, man.
Also,
Zero tolerance is a very real thing in school. No teacher will stand to hear for that shit.
Also,
People get teased for wearing Gap brand clothing, and like when I was in high school, I got teased for being GAY and proud, right? You're going to get teased for anything. Like, I don't know how this is different.
I mean, children are cruel sometimes.
yeah,
Children
that's the
tease for
parent's fault.
anything.
That is the parent teaching that child to be cruel's fault, not the child getting teased. Stop victim blaming. It is not the child of the gay parent. It's not their fault.
I'm worried.
And I'm sorry, but guess what? You need to teach the children that, hey, no matter what we do, we could tell the parents of the teaser that, like, you need to do better. We can have zero tolerance policies. It's not going to change the fact that we need to instill confidence into our children, that even if someone is teasing them, that, hey, people are going to do this, and you need to be able to have confidence to understand that that's a them problem. They are teasing you because they have been instilled with insecurity instead of confidence.
Also, teach them that it's nothing to be embarrassed about, so that when that teasing does come, it just washes off them. They got no reason to feel any negative kind of way about it.
Look, you guys are not from Philadelphia, and I'm telling you,
you're making it sound like bullying only happens in Philly. Bullying happens everywhere.
Everywhere. Literally everywhere. Kids are going to face this no matter where they're at. And Philly is a pretty left-leaning area, so it's going to be far more accepting in Philadelphia versus, like, Texas, who children are being unalived for being queer. So I'm sorry if a kid gets teased for having a gay parent. That's nothing in comparison to what's actually happening in the world. Be so for real, Charles.
I understand, but I will say he loves them children. He takes care of them.
And that's all that should matter.
So I will give him respect for that, but...
And you know why he's able to do that so well? Because he's now living his true self. It's sad that it had to go the way it did to get there, but this is life. He had to go through that. He went through that. And now he is a better parent for it.
I'm worried about my
He's able to be openly queer.
I'm just concerned for my grandchildren.
Your grandchild will be fine. He's got good parents.
Absolutely fine. And you can teach them that confidence. Hey, if someone's teasing you about your dad, you know what you do? You just shrug it off because it's not you. It's not a you problem. They're teasing you because they're insecure with themselves and they're hateful. And guess what? Your kid's going to be raised to know that when someone's making fun of them, it has nothing to do with them. Because someone who's teasing another person about something they can't change is an insecure, lonely, sad, pathetic individual.
I love my grandchildren. I love them with all my heart. And
then teach them that confidence.
I just worry, when they go to school.
You shouldn't worry. Teach them that confidence and you won't have to worry. It's really that simple, Charles. You want to just sit stagnant in this, oh, I'm worried. Oh, this is just the way it is. Oh, these are just my opinions. No. Stop being stagnant. Things unalive in stagnation. Stop that. Be willing to move. Be willing to flow.
You're being a piglet.
What?
Piglet was neurotic.
He's always worried about what's going to happen. Oh dear. Right? You want to be more like Tigger or like Winnie the Pooh, right? Just no?
More Winnie the Pooh than Tigger.
Yeah.
Hey, but I like Tigger.
I like Tigger's bounciness.
Tigger's a
That's
little
the
too
problem.
off.
Dude is bouncing off walls and crashing into shit.
That might have been me as a child. Maybe that's why.
Oh, me too. I was a Tigger 100%. I was a mix of Tigger.
I want to be very clear. I'm going to jump back into this conversation for a minute. Would you stop your child from wearing shorts that they get picked on for?
No, that's different.
Would you stop your child from wearing...
It's okay if they get teased for that.
My Little Pony jacket because people are picking on them for it?
No.
Right. But why is the only case that you pick on them is because they have that you make a problem out of the situation and you start blaming the dad or the child is when it comes to having a homosexual father?
What I'm saying.
So you didn't do it for interracial marriage. You don't do it for the style of clothing they're wearing. And we know that we know who to blame, which is the parents that are teaching their children that it's okay to pick on people that are different than them or have a different family dynamic than them. The only time you don't hold that stance is when it comes to LGBTQIA.
A problematic man once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Charles, you don't want to see it happen? Then be the fucking change in that society and teach your children that teasing based on something they can't change isn't the right thing to do.
I don't want them to get teased.
They're gonna get teased no matter what. No matter fucking what.
Ask you something, man. Let me ask you this. Just these two questions. Does your grandkid have good parents?
Yes.
Question number 2. If your grandkid has good parents, what are you worried about?
They're 9 years old, and at that age, they're very, at 9, you're still learning the world. You're learning about yourself.
My 6-year-old got teased for having his grandmom.
Your parents will be there for you. If you got questions, he can ask them. He can have someone he can turn to. And like you said, they're good parents, so he's good.
I'm going to use a real life experience here. Let's really test you here, Charles. So my nephew, because he has an older sister, really decided he likes dresses, and he started wearing them around the house. And one day he told his mother that he wanted to wear it to school. His mom sat him down, which is my sister, by the way, sat him down and said, "Hey, you may get teased for wearing this. Do you still want to wear it to school?" And he said, "Yes, I love my dress." So he wore it to school, and he got picked on for it. He came home and he told his mother, "I got picked on for wearing it." She said, "That may happen, but you know what? Do you still like the dress?" And he goes, "Yeah, I love my dress."
Literally what I've taught my son too.
Should my sister controlled what he wore and said, "No, you can't fucking wear that dress to school because you may get picked on"? Or having a simple conversation with the child and getting them to have a level of understanding?
Charles, the way that you are looking at this makes me concerned, because a parent's job is to answer your children's questions.
Right.
So if a child's confused, we help them be unconfused. If a child is being teased, we teach them how to handle it and not let it affect them. We teach them that confidence to handle it. My child was heavily teased when his mom came out as trans. Heavily teased. He wasn't affected by it for 1 fucking second, because I taught him the confidence that someone teasing him for having a trans parent shows that they're an insecure human being, that they have an issue with themselves, and it has nothing to do with my child and nothing to do with their mom.
Well, I think if somebody is teasing me when I'm 9 years old, it's different.
My son was 6. My son was 6 years old when this was going down.
6 years old.
And guess what? He handled it like a fucking champ, like a mature grown-up.
And guess what?
Right.
He wasn't in
said
Philly.
To that child, yes, because he had supportive parents that loved him and taught him that confidence of not being affected by that. It's really that simple, Charles. Your lack of understanding of children is really, really concerning.
Even if he was affected by it, would I blame your child, or would I blame the parents of the ones that are allowing their child to pick on others?
I understand you guys, but when you...
I don't, at this point, I don't think you actually do, Charles.
No, you just sound lazy at this point.
No, I'm telling you what's going on.
You are. You are being lazy in the fact that
It's not lazy at this point. It's completely special pleading, because this situation is only arising when it's LGBTQIA. You didn't do it with an interracial couple. How about if a child still talking? How about if a black child goes to an all-white school because that's the only school available, and that child is incessantly picked on for being a different skin color? Is that okay?
No.
What about
the only time that you don't say no, that's not okay, is when it comes to an LGBTQIA case.
You don't think that's different?
No, it's not.
No, it's a biological fixed rate that they can't control.
I need you to understand this. That your daughter's ex-husband was born gay. He can't do anything about it. He tried, and it failed. It blew up in his face, and he has made the best of what he can, and he is showing his children what it's like to live their truth and their real life. That's going to...
He was born gay or bi, but he was still born with the attraction towards men.
Right, well, that's true. So they're going to ask him one day, they're going to say, Dad, do you have a boyfriend?
And he's going to say, yes.
It's that
why?
easy.
Think about that.
No, wait, why? Dad, why would they ask him that?
Here.
They're going to ask him
why, though?
One day. I mean, they live together.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me use...
They're not going to ask. They're already going to know.
Let me use a different example that moves away from LGBTQIA for a moment. So I'm polyamorous. I have both a husband and a boyfriend. My niece or nephew may one day ask me why I have a boyfriend when I'm married to somebody.
Right.
Okay, and I'm going to answer the question and say I love both of them. Now what?
They're going to ask you more questions.
Oh my God, questions! So scary.
And what is my job or my sister's job? Since I am the aunt and my sister is the mother, what is our job as adults?
I understand what you're saying. When they go out to school and they go out into the real world, right? You know, all their friends have a mother and a father.
Charles, were you not involved in the child rearing?
Huh?
Were you not involved in the child rearing of your daughter?
Well, yeah,
day to day, every day. I don't know if you were. If you don't know that children ask questions constantly.
Right, I know that.
This is a staple of children. They're going to ask every question under the sun. This is how they learn. And if you're scared of answering questions, you shouldn't be a fucking parent. Period.
Never mind the same questions they ask over and over.
Dad,
oh my God, Dad, so many times, man of the moon.
Okay,
oh my God.
Okay. Let me indulge you. If they ask their father, Dad, do you have a boyfriend? What should he say?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
If he does.
Yes, he's still dating someone. He's either going to have no partner, he's going to have a boyfriend, or they're going to have gotten married and he's going to have a husband. Next question.
It's that simple. Children will understand that simple as well.
I mean, you guys don't have no problem with this at all?
No!
Hold up. So you want the dude to lie? You want the dude to lie and say, no, this is just my roommate?
Didn't he lie enough already when he got married to your daughter?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. They're only 9 years old.
Oh,
they're asking. They're mature enough to ask. They're mature enough to know.
Wait a minute. My niece and nephew have 2 gay uncles. What are you talking about? They're very aware.
Wow.
I literally just had a huge conversation with my 10-year-old today about queer marriage possibly going away.
So
not just that he understands.
The only time you have a problem with these fucking questions is when it's LGBTQIA. Any other question under the sun, any different thing, you're perfectly fine with, or you're perfectly fine with saying, no, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? But the moment it comes to LGBTQIA, you literally are demonizing this community.
They're not going to be teased if there's an interracial relationship.
Yes, they will. I was. Are you fucking kidding me? As a mixed child, I was heavily teased for being too white or too brown or too this or not enough of this.
I really wish I could get Carbon on the panel for you and Annie, you and Carbon to go at this one.
What I'm asking you is, they said, that's why you got a white mom, or that's why your daddy is black.
Yes, literally all the time.
Really?
Yes.
Because I went to school with interracial children, and
that doesn't erase what happens to mixed children. We hear it all the time, and you probably missed it because you're not part of this. It doesn't impact you. Okay. Therefore, you're not seeing it. You already proved this with the AIDS epidemic.
Okay. I'm just asking for. I'm just telling you guys. Just asking for some help here.
Charles, it's not on you. It's not your responsibility. To me, it sounds like your daughter and her ex-husband are doing phenomenal jobs as parents,
They are.
So you shouldn't be worried. Because your worrying makes me think that you're doubting their ability as parents. Step a fuck back and let them parent their children as they see fit. Because clearly they're doing a damn good job, and fucking giant W for your ex-son-in-law for being him.
I respect, even though he's gay, I do respect him.
You should respect him because he has come out.
He really takes care of his children. He really does. But
again, I've already said this. He does that because he is now able to live his true self. That is the only reason he's a good parent.
I will say this too. One of my grandchildren, not both of them, I notice he has like feminine tendencies. Like, not both of them, but the oldest one, the 10-year-old.
And
he and
Shut the fuck up. Do not talk about children. Period. That's weird. No, it's not your fucking place. No. Stop. Stop. You're going to give that child a complex. Period. Do not do that. As someone who is no longer in contact with their parents, stop. You will lose contact with your children. That is the fastest fucking way that your daughter's going to go no contact with you, and your grandchildren will not know you. Yes.
I love them.
That doesn't change the fact that you giving that child a complex is going to ensure that you no longer have access to them. So stop right now and just accept that child for who he is. Period.
Yes, I will.
And it should never be a thought again. And when that child, if that child happens to be a part of that community, you'd say, I love you anyways. I love you because of it. Because you are authentically you. And it should never go past that. And if he's straight and still quote-unquote feminine, you're going to love him regardless. Otherwise, you're going to live a sad, lonely life without access to your grandchildren or your daughter.
I will. I love them, and it doesn't matter if he's gay or not.
Then don't bring it up. Period. Because you're going to give that child a complex. Charles, if you hear anything, please, I'm begging you, if you hear anything out of my mouth today, don't do that. Because you will give that child a complex, because you're going to make him think it's bad, that the way he is somehow wrong.
No. I would never do that.
You are, by trying to bring it up as some kind of thing to talk about. It's not a thing to talk about. It's just who he is.
I know. And then
stop talking about it. Stop talking about it, or I will kick you.
We'll just have a conversation.
No, I don't give a shit. I don't fuck around with this shit.
I love my grandchildren. It doesn't matter if he's gay or not. I love him. I will always love him. I will never shun him. I will never tease him or tell him he's wrong or anything. I will love my grandkids whether he's gay or not. Doesn't matter. I'm just having a conversation with you guys.
Hey, then heed my words if you want to continue having this conversation.
And I'm hoping that it doesn't affect them in such a way.
It's not going to. I promise you it's not going to. If anything, it's going to benefit them in the long run.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. I love my grandchildren.
Charles.
And it doesn't matter.
Charles, listen, you've stated on multiple occasions that you do love your grandkids. And from everything you've said leading up to this and how worried you are, I'm getting the sense that, yeah, man, you do. Just all you got to do from this point out, you don't got to say it no more. We believe you on that. All you got to do from this point out is just be there. You can worry if you like, but all the worrying is going to be done primarily by their parents, who you've said are good parents. So just take calm in the fact that you raised your child to be a good parent or to be a good person, and they're a good parent, and they got this. You know deep down they got this, so your worries are limited. And do not stress too much on hypotheticals. That's years away from now. So
right, that's true.
Yeah, just accept the fact that everything is good now, and it'll continue to be good as long as you just be there. All right? Think of it like this. Just think of it like this, man. The parents are 911. They're who the kids are going to turn to when they need help. You're like a SWAT team, man. No one calls SWAT off the jump. They always start with 911. Your job is to be there if and when they need you. All right?
Right.
Until then, relax.
I also need you to be very aware of the all the things we've talked about up here. With what Annie just talked about, you're never going to mean to harm your grandchild. But if your grandchild ever heard you say half the stuff you said up here, you're inadvertently harming that child. If they happen to. It's not funny.
It's not funny in the slightest. And it's the same for your daughter. If your daughter were to hear this, I can almost guarantee you she'd go no contact with you. Because, I'm sorry, sharing these personal things about your daughter's ex-husband and her life without, like, knowing her consent on it is fucking wild work.
I mean, we never talk about it. I just go babysit. We went bowling the other night, and
There's probably a reason for that.
And we don't talk about these things. But
again, there's probably a reason for that. And because you don't have, like, obvious consent to talk about this, why are you?
It just came up in the conversation, and I was just wanting your feedback.
Going forward, you shouldn't share things about other people without their consent, and don't use it as a token for a conversation to try and justify your bigotry.
I just wanted your feedback on the situation. That's all.
Go talk to your daughter about it.
Right.
Express your concerns to her. Allow her to ease your concerns.
I asked how
I'm going to say one more thing since you brought it up. Annie, as long as you're okay with it, because it does relate back to the child thing.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, so you said one of the child is showing effeminate traits, whether they're gay or not. Let's make the hypothetical that this child does turn out to be gay. You also said earlier in my live that it was a good thing they were looking to overturn Hodges versus Obergefell, which is gay marriage. So basically, you would be condemning this child to never be able to marry their significant partner.
I will never condemn my grandchildren. Never.
Do you think it's a good thing do you think it's a good thing for them to overturn gay marriage?
Well, yeah, I don't think that gay marriage.
So you're condemning them.
I'm not condemning
Imagine your grandchild one day is married to a man, and he happens to be in the military, and he gets hurt and is in the hospital in a coma, and the doctor comes and says, we got to take him off life support. But mind you, gay marriage is illegal, so your grandson isn't married to his partner. So he is not allowed to be in the room during these decision-making processes. The spouse that's in a coma happens to pass away. Guess what? Your grandson won't get the death benefit. And God forbid if they have children, those children now won't have that death benefit either. That is what you are condemning them to.
Right. I'm not condemning them.
You are. By being okay with overturning the legal right to get married as a queer person is condemning them. Period.
I'm not condemning them.
You are. You are.
Why are you saying that?
Because you saying it's a good thing to overturn is you saying that is an acceptable thing to happen. You are saying that scenario is an acceptable thing to happen to your grandchild. Imagine how horrible that would be, as you know your spouse is unaliving in a room and you can't do shit. You're not a part of the decision making. You're not a part of any of it. You don't get to be a part of the planning of anything. You don't get to have a say. And then when they do pass, you're not getting any receivement of help for that. There's no guarantee that you're going to get the death benefit to take care of things because, again, you're not involved in it because you're not legally married.
So really quickly, I have 2 more spots open on the panel to all 30 of the chatters in here. If anybody has anything to say, they want to add something, we may have missed something, feel free to request and come on up here. I don't have much longer left on the live, but for those that have been listening to this entire conversation, maybe we're missing something. Come on up, say your piece. Opening the panel for the next 15 minutes until I end the live.
I just hope I hope my grandchildren don't ask me about
I hope so too, personally. I hope they never lean on you for these things because I would know they're not going to get a healthy or educated response. I hope they lean on their father. I hope they lean on their mother. And they get the educated, healthy responses that they deserve because you're not going to give them to them.
I love my grandchildren. Okay?
That doesn't change the fact you would not give them healthy or conducive or educated responses.
You love your grandchild, but if they came to you and told you that if you love your grandchildren, but if they came to you and said, hey, still talking, If they came to you and said that they were gay, would the first words be out of your mouth that that's wrong?
Oh my God.
I'm serious.
They wouldn't come to me with that. I don't think they would.
If they did,
would you say, "Oh, I really hope not," because that's wrong?
You know what? I wouldn't say anything. I would just love them. To be honest with you,
that's not the scenario we're asking. We're asking if this scenario was happening, how would you handle it?
You just spent 2 hours in my live trying to say that LGBTQIA is wrong. You have not rescinded on your point in any capacity. You have dug your heels in as far as they can go. So that leads me to believe that if your grandchildren came to you and it said, I just want you to know that I'm gay because I want to be authentic to who I am, is your response to that, well, that's wrong? Because that's all you've set up here.
Demi, I don't know what I would say.
I'll give you a suggestion on what you should say because you don't know. Hey, why don't you go talk to your mom and dad? I feel like this is a conversation you need to have with your parents instead of me because I might not have the right response. That is the only thing that I want you to ever say to these children.
Annie, I appreciate that too, because
that's still leading. That's gonna, children are gonna question an answer like that. But I get what you're saying.
I don't think they're gonna.
Absolutely, they're still going to.
Really quickly, Min, can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
18.
18? Sure. What did you have to add to the conversation? Because I'm actually getting irritated at this point.
Charles, I genuinely feel like saying nothing can be also extremely harmful to your grandkids because they trusted you enough to come to you with this information that they found out about themselves. They may be scared, they may be confused, and typically when someone comes out, they're looking for support, if not also comfort.
I hear you. I probably wouldn't say anything, to be honest with you. You know.
Don't you want your grandchildren to know that you love them and support them no matter what?
We went bowling. I took them to pizza.
That doesn't mean anything. My parents did these things for me too, but they still abused me. They still didn't take care of me the way I deserved.
Dude, it's okay to just say, I don't know.
Because they're tokens.
Pause. Trinity in chat. Is that Galaxy for what I think it is?
Even if, like, deep in the back of your brain, you don't agree with it, whatever. Shove it aside for the love of that child and say, I love you and I support you and I'm going to be here for you.
Forget it, he's gone.
That's not going to hurt anything. That's not going to hurt nothing. You don't have to, he's gone.
The Galaxy was a pay to kick.
W.
Charles, we spent 2 hours unpacking a whole bunch of things. You did not have any ground to stand on, and yet you remain adamant that LGBTQIA is wrong. I really do hope you take this live to unpack everything that we have talked about, and maybe you learned something up here. You kept telling me I was teaching you, but I feel like it was going on deaf ears. So I really hope you did learn something. W to Trinity Rose in the chat. Thank you so much for the Galaxy. I do appreciate it.
Also, please maybe talk to a therapist to unpack some of these things and maybe have some like really good, open, honest conversations with your daughter because you think you're doing enough, but I don't think you are. And it might be time to have an open, honest conversation with your daughter and just learn some acceptance because it's time.
Yeah, I do try my best to hit all the points, even when they're hard conversations. That's why I give so much leniency in these conversations. I know they can be difficult. I appreciate you all hanging around. To my co-host, Doc and Nanners, thank you so much for coming up, especially when it comes to the children aspect of it. Nanners, you have I can't have children. I'm infertile. It's not happening. But I have a niece and nephew that I love more than anything, so that is the closest thing I will ever have. So I love when parents will come up and speak. So Nanners, as always, thank you so much for being a co-host.
Of course.
Everyone here, make sure you show some love to my panelists. They take their time out for multiple different lives, including mine, to come up and give some amazing different perspectives on things. I try to get individuals from all walks of life that can come up and have these conversations. again, if you want to be somebody that comes up on the panelist, be a regular in my chat so that I recognize your name, and we'll see if I can get you up on the panel. Nanners is always going to have precedence over everyone else because I get to be a guest with Nanners on other lives, and I've come to know them pretty damn well. So I trust Nanners to be a co-host up on my panel.
Even if I want to sometimes.
Yeah, you can be mouthy sometimes. That's true.
It's because I'm passionate, man. I am tired of seeing basic human rights being taken for granted and people so flagrant on them, on them. And it makes me mad.
But I'm going to stay live for the next 11 minutes, which will end us at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to thank you all for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Nanners, do you know anyone that's live that needs a raid? Because I would like to send a raid out. Let me check my phone, see if anyone's live.
I think is Lainey? Lainey's back up, I think.
I was going to say Lainey raided me. I don't know if they.
But it looks like Lainey's back up now.
They were live earlier, but then they popped in here.
They're
So
not.
Yeah, I was going to say, but from what it shows over here, maybe this just hasn't updated for me. Oh, just kidding. Yeah. You're the only person that I follow that's live right now. That isn't, like, gamer.
I was going to say, I have a lot of gamers. I can send you the gamer lives.
I doubt y'all want to go watch a gamer live on Dark Souls or Elden Ring or Bloodborne.
Yeah, so we start at the beginning of this live with an individual sitting in my comments saying that intersex individuals are defective.
Oh.
That was an interesting start to the conversation. And then when I said if you're going to hold that viewpoint, then you have to hold the viewpoint that individuals with green eyes are also defective. They didn't like that answer.
Hey, calm down. My son's green eyed.
Hey, not my viewpoint. It's their viewpoint.
I'll fight you all.
But yeah, so we started that live with that, and then we had like 2.5 hours with Charles, which I think I hit every point under the sun, and I still don't know if it got anywhere. So
I think that there is some ability in there in his heart. I think he means well, and I think he is, stuck in that Gen X, this is the way it is mentality, but I think
but I hate that because that's not an excuse.
Oh, I agree fully. It's not an excuse, and I think he means well, but it's covered in all that bullshit. So I think, if the right person were to say it, I honestly think a lot of the times for people like that, it takes the child going no contact for them to wake the fuck up. And in most cases, that doesn't even help. But from the way it sounded like, maybe he was, overcoating it. But, I'm a pretty good judge of things. He sounds like he loves his daughter. He's just got some concerns.
You want to know the most fascinating thing about that conversation for people that weren't here the whole time? I got no pushback on gender versus sex. Because we did get into the trans topic a little bit. I got zero pushback on that. But I kept getting pushback on gays and lesbians. That was where it was like stuck.
I think he doesn't genuinely have an issue with it. He just doesn't like change, and what he knows is what he knows, and he doesn't want it to change from that. And because it doesn't sound like this is a genuine what he thinks. This is what he's been told. I genuinely think that. I think underneath all of that bullshit, there is a decent human being. And maybe that's me being a glass half full. I like to see the hope in all people that I hope.
I agree with you in the sentiment that he never got, I'll use belligerent because I don't have a better word right now. It was a very decorum-based conversation.
Yeah, he's like a diet bigot.
My answer is the same, I'll use one of my father's old sayings, you can lead a horse to water, you can't force it to drink. Or my favorite saying is, his heels were dug in. I couldn't move him forward no matter how much information I gave him.
Right, which is what leads me to think that if the right person were to say something to him and say these things to him, maybe he'd hear it, but it ain't us. I mean, let's be real.
I don't know. I'm going to toot my own horn for a minute because I am one of the most... What is the word I'm looking for?
Beautiful?
Convincing.
Oh, sorry.
Shut up! The way I host my lives is I think a lot of other people would have completely lost their patience and started screaming at him.
I lost my patience so many times.
I I am one of the few people that will literally continue to go through the conversation with a modicum of decorum. Unless you're a grape apologist, then I'll lose my shit on you. I have no patience for that shit.
Yeah, I have little to zero patience on anything.
But like, I feel, I'm tooting my own horn here, but I feel like if he was going to move forward, it would have been with talking with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Maybe there's someone out there that can get past that. Okay, enough compliments. I'm gonna stop.
Never.
You know, I was gonna do a thirst trap, and now I'm not doing it.
Excuse the fuck out of me? Why? Why are you stealing this from me?
Because I need to lose like 30 pounds before I do it.
Bullshit.
Persona doesn't.
Oh. Love you.
Y'all are amazing. Still 27 people in here. I figured y'all would have left already.
My husband's
I really do appreciate you all in here. The engagement today was amazing. Holy fucking shit. Why did somebody not tell me? We hit 101k likes. I'm just going to pick on Carbon for this later, since he has literally 10 times the amount of people in his life, and I still get more likes than him.
I just love always ending the live with more than him. That always gives so much joy.
I just realized on the computer I can't actually see how many coins you guys get.
Oh, really? Wow.
Is that
Yeah,
I have 45.
The coins don't show for you all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how many coins you've got, and that's roughly 8 cents. Man of the moon.
What if I make my screen bigger? Does it show?
You mean
I have to supersize. Okay, if I supersize my screen, I can see it. Okay.
Roughly 8 cents.
So
a couple more cents.
So
and
look
I'll
at
have
you.
enough to buy a cell
I need
phone
y'all
case.
to show a little bit more love to my panelists. Can we get my panelists to like a minimum of 100 coins each? They did put a lot of time and effort in up here.
I work hard at yelling at people. Thank you. W Trinity. Thank you so much.
I didn't mean one person had to do it all by themselves. Damn. Thank you, Trinity. Thank you so much for the love.
Yeah.
Also, my middle name is Rose, too. Hi, middle name sharer.
I actually don't have a middle name.
No? My children both have 2 middle names. I stole your middle name. Yep.
Interesting.
Cultural thing.
Fair enough. I knew someone in the military that they made they had like their full name, but if you take a first and last, everything else is in the middle. They had 7 middle names. They had the longest fucking name I've ever seen.
Yeah, for us, so they have their first name, which is usually doesn't have much relevance, and then obviously the last name. But then with the first middle name, it's a familiar name. So like with my son, I named him after my dad. And then with my daughter, I named her first middle name after both of my great-grandmother and my grandmother. And then the second middle names are just whatever, goofy. I liked it because I am extra, and this is just what it's always been in my family. So.
Holy shit. Okay, hold on. I need to check this profile.
Your ID card must be a ruler
that's not my.
No.
My sister's nickname is VEE as a nickname.
Yeah.
And there's someone in the chat with that, and I've never seen that around before. So I was like, wait a minute, did my sister actually make a fucking TikTok account? It's not my sister.
No, Man on the Moon. So when it comes to driver's license, they'll not use the second name. It'll just be the first middle name and the last name. But then on the social card, it has the full name, and then on the birth certificate. So there's only the one document or the 2 documents that has the full name. Your driver's license won't ever have that full name.
Yeah, it was you. I'm talking about you, V. I haven't seen somebody else with that before, so I had to double check that wasn't my sister. You know, we got to be a little more modest since I shared my body count earlier, you know. He would have. I don't think he would have liked the fact that my husband's over 100 and I'm over 300. Then again, I worked as a escort, if anybody knows what that is. So, yeah, you know.
Well, the surprises continue. Not the escort
You already
bit.
knew that. I talked about it on Kaiser's live.
I know. That's why I said not the escort bit. I meant the part where he was
Oh,
over
I didn't hear
100.
that part.
Yes, that's the surprising part. No disrespect.
Yeah, me and him joke about it all the time. I was like, one day you'll catch up to my experience. Today was overall a good live. I would have liked to get a couple more guests, but I think it was a good conversation. There was a lot of learning material there. So that's the point of my lives for anybody that doesn't know, is I don't ever expect to change someone on my panel's mind. I really don't. I always expect them to dig their heels in. It's an absolute surprise when they do change their mind.
It's so rare.
But what my lives are is about the education that I can put out from their talking points, usually disproving most of their stuff. So hopefully everybody that was listening did learn something today, whether that be about intersex people, whether that be about HIVs that we branched into, whether that be about the LGBTQIA community, whether that be the differences between sex and gender. I do hope some individuals took away some education for this live. And seriously, thank you all so much for being here. But we are coming up to the end of the live, so I am going to give my panelists each 2 minutes to talk themselves off the panel, and then we are going to end the live. Speaking of husband, he just got home.
My husband just woke up from his sleep because he's got to be going to his night shift here in a few hours. He's out of town right now, and it's so depressing. I hate every minute of it. But the money is so necessary.
So, Nanners, 2 minutes, the floor is yours.
What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do?
Final
I don't know, talk
thoughts.
yourself off the panel so I can end the live.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go because my daughter's awake from her nap. I hear her. Appreciate you all. Thank you for coming up. Thanks for having me here. Bye.
Bye, Nanners. Doc just said, nah, fuck that, I'm out. Man on the Moon, you can take your 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll take my 2 cents to say, hi, Gingerhead Man. And secondly, I'll say, we are who we
Man
are.
on the Moon says they're taking their 2 minutes just to say hi to you, dear. Hi, Gingerhead Man. Hi, Man on the Moon.
Yeah. We are who we are. No point arguing with ourselves or anyone else about it. That's all there is to it. You enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, Man on the Moon, thank you so much for being here. I absolutely appreciate it. And as always, I will talk myself out of here. We have 28 people.
A rather intriguing episode that was, folks. The 77th episode of Moonlight Kingdom Podcast. This one was a different one. We talked to a parent about parenting, education, bullying, just, I don't know. I didn't think in my many years doing this, okay, not many years, but in the few years I've been doing this, I didn't think one of the things I would ever be doing was telling a parent how to parent. I mean, for heaven's sake, I know about in loco parentis, but there's no kids around here. This is all just adults talking. You don't think that people without kids would be the best choices to teach people with kids how to, react to their kid, not just their kids, but their grandkids. Because by that point, by the time you have grandkids, you would imagine one would be wise and, old and, just being more knowledgeable of things. That's just, that's what you hope. And the dude was knowledgeable about a lot of stuff, and you could tell his heart was in the right place. He meant well, but he just went about it in a very messed up way. He had, cause to be worried, but not that damn worried. Holy soap, man. But anyhow, yeah, that's all I got to say. I hope what was listened here, what was heard here was listened to very clearly and understood by all parties. Understood that no malice or ill intent was meant on, my side of the fence. It was just, it was what it was. We ultimately want the best to happen for everybody. We don't want anybody to undergo any misfortune or bullying because it's bad, okay? Bullying is freaking terrible. All those people saying bring back bullying, hey man, don't do that. You don't understand what you're doing when you say that. You are actively justifying folks to mistreat other people because what? Like the argument in that sense being, well, I was bullied and I turned out okay. Buddy, you turned out okay in spite of being bullied, not because you were bullied. And sometimes those people who say bullying was a good thing, or the people who are doing the bullying, not the people who are being bullied. So yeah, it's hard to take their words into account, but we must. In order to get the full picture understood, we would need to hear all sides of the equation, see both sides of the coin, you know. That's just how I view it. Anywho, another episode in the bag, out of sight. The 77th episode of Moonlight Kingdom Podcast. This has been your man on the moon, the Moonlight King here. Signing off, telling you all, we are who we are. No point arguing with ourselves or anyone else about it. Peace.